Okay, let's go. Um, this week we have a Sunday market overview. It keeps moving up a day. It was Tuesday before every week. Now it's last week was Monday. This week is Sunday. Reason is I'm going on vacation. I'm going on a nice trip, um, and I'm cooling down on trading for a little bit. I want to be back and just ripping up the market in January, but I will still be on the trip. So somewhere mid-January, I'll be back and booming, and then we'll be just killing the market, hopefully together with you guys, of course, and hopefully you guys continue to support me as you guys have greatly done. Like I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, so let's just dive right into the market overview here. Let's try to keep it short. The plan remains essentially the same, right? Where this level is key, this 42.8 level. We currently have flipped that, so I am relatively happy with that. I wouldn't be surprised to see 46, 47K come into play here. Somewhere up here is certain resistance. Furthermore, I would be looking at this level. If we do break down, this would be an insanely nice level to short, or again, this level if we continue to see resistance here. And then come down at first glance is certainly support down here. Now we do have a fair value gap available on the daily or 3-day right here. And you can also see that on the VRVP confluence that you might want to look there, that if we do break below this level, next certainly is 31, right? So there is really no support in between there. So it's from 36 to 34, or is it 36? Yeah, 35-ish to 31, I mean. This is just going to be an instant dip down to here. Yeah, and then from there, that's certainly my spot buy level where I'm loading up on bags heavy, right? So I recommend everybody follow that too. Sure, I do agree with some traders to say everybody wants to buy at 31K. I disagree, in fact, partly as well, because the confluence of 31K has kind of dissipated over time since we've rallied so much that people aren't really looking at that level. People are going to be looking at this level. People are going to be looking, if we break down there, lower, because that's kind of how bias changes and how market moves kind of make people adjust what they're looking at and stop looking at what they looked at before, right? So they kind of get this bull bias, bear bias, etc. Where at one point 31K was a super clean level and super clear level for most traders. And now it might be, once we dump, of course, 20, 30%, whatever it is, to get back down there, right? It's going to be a doomsday. Right, it's going to be like, well, we're 30% down from where we were, so why would I buy here? It's probably going to go back to 25K, take out these equal lows, be at 22, 23, and then load up. Sure, I still have market orders left down here, or limit orders that I would love to get filled, but I am certainly spot buying once we get into 31K. Lower time frame. Look at the daily. It's only 1/3 of the time frame, but yeah, it's the same idea, right? If we break down this would be a nice short, come back down to this. This would be where I want to see some support. If we don't see support here, we break down through here, and that's a bit far, but break down through here and find support within this fair value gap and EQ, so mid-range level. I also have a video up on ranges that should be coming up somewhere this week. I'm assuming I'll release it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So enjoy Christmas, etc. And then right before New Year's, maybe pop in and check out the range videos, how to trade ranges, how to identify ranges, etc. So that's kind of the lower time frame. As for bullish, I'm relatively bullish as we stand right here. I would like this to see just drift up into this and see how price action reacts to this kind of top of the range. Which has confluence with an order block from back in the day, if you check that, right? So this could be identified certainly as an order block up here. Template order block. And then, yeah, that's that, right? Further, what else? Yeah, well, just, of course, this 38K level. I wouldn't particularly fade this either. So even though I keep talking about these other levels as of importance, which is 35, 42.8, 31, 32, right? I would certainly not say that if price action comes back down into 38.9, that this is not a great long opportunity, since for two reasons. We go back to the daily. This was an order block, and we kind of fucking ripped through that order block, which means it turns into a breaker. I'm doing a video on breakers and order blocks too, so that one should also release begin January. I'm recording them all, or I have recorded them all, and I'll just have them scheduled to release, so you guys continue to get content as I'm, out and about, so to speak. So that order block has technically been untested, so if we do come in here, then it turns into a breaker, and we could see support from that. Whether it's just a move from 38.8 up to 42.8, maybe, and then we see resistance again for the further breakdown. That could be, but this is where I'd be interested in longing, and that's still like a 10% move, so that'd be great. And then we'll go to 4 hour next. We just saw some of it. Looks like a kind of typical meme pattern, tightening up. It is kind of a red flag though, but typical meme, kind of like pennant formation. At the same time, we saw the same thing kind of here, although it was a slightly more bearish formation of the same concept. We kind of had these forming up here as well. I would like this, of course, to just come up here, drift, and just kind of do a little ranging thing, because that's going to give my alts a great Christmas, a great run, a great new year for the time being, which would be lovely, absolutely lovely, with all the longs I'm in. If you're wondering which longs I'm in, I'm not going to cover that here. I have most of them posted on Telegram, so go to the link below, check out the Telegram. Additionally, if you're trading, if you don't fuck with your exchange, or you want the best fucking fees and the best liquidity, go over to Bybit. My link is down below. If you sign up with that, then you're supporting me, and I'd love that. I love you. So that's that. A few things I'd identify quickly. So maybe it's equal low, which is liquidity. My bias is to the upside. Just because the overall trend is, of course, parabolically to the upside. We've kind of broken down, of course, this parabola, where seeing a breakdown of this wouldn't surprise me either, kind of creating a double top. But, I play level by level, and currently this doesn't look too bad. I don't like the pennant structure. I don't trade pennant structures too often. I do look at it for confluence, but it's not going to be my sole kind of bias, right? My sole indicator to trade. ETH, I am not short, so that is not a right drawing. I think I indicated there was liquidity up here. We took that liquidity. We are kind of in this void level, so I would really love ETH to just come up and rip into this. That'd be fucking amazing, right? And kind of test this order block here. That would be amazing to see, and then it kind of caught up to everything Bitcoin did to some degree, right? Because you can see this move, right? So this is not as fucking large as this is. So yeah, boom. That's essentially Bitcoin. Ethereum on the daily. I would love to see it rip and kind of catch up and kind of do the usual Bitcoin into Ethereum cycle. If you guys are looking to trade some shit, then maybe look at the Sol shit coins. I don't know when that's going to be over, or if that's over. I've kind of missed it, which I'm sure I'm going to get shit for, since a lot of people are like, oh, fucking, if you missed the Sol trades, you're a fucking shit trader. Sure, I was busy, and I don't really trade pure shit like that. I try to trade in a genuine, trading way. Despite that, I will start delving deeper into things like that too. As the bull market really approaches again, I will start spending time on these shitters and kind of finding out how to find the best ones, etc., and then sharing that, of course, with you guys if I have any calls. That's essentially it. Most of the great altcoins, I have them all listed here, and of course in open positions. you know, already has been tightening up, is in this kind of range. This looks amazing. You could argue it's in a pennant. You know, I think I covered this last week. It's still in the same pennant. It's still doing the same thing. Very interesting. Looks ready to rip. Beam, same type of structure, right? You can argue it's in a pennant, just like that, right? And these are, of course, meme pennants, and I don't trade off of them solely, but despite that, very good looks. YGG, top of the range, slowly continuing to diddle at the top of the range. Fucking, you know, $1 on the way. Who knows? But this looks great to kind of get a ripper going. You know, get it up to $1 or something. Certainly possible. Certainly possible. TIA, same type of pennant structure as Ordi and Beam, already broke out. So you can see that this is kind of the cycle, what it's going to happen, I think, where a bunch of these strong ones are going to continue to be strong and ultimately are going to break out of their pennant structures, meme formations. Pyth kind of got shit on with this one. I still made a lot of money off of this move, but kind of got shit on in the end. I'm kind of looking at this power 3 move where we have kind of this top range thing, you know, somewhat like this. And then with deviation under it with kind of this resistance line. And then once we break through this, we get a nice ripper, maybe to all-time highs. If we can get that, that'd be amazing. So this is very interesting because this is going to have a lot of RR. If you decide to long somewhere here on the flip of this, right? So on this kind of move here, then you have such an amazing trade because it's kind of a reclaim of the range. And you can just trade it to the top of the range, which is already like 40%. Yeah, so 34, and let alone all-time highs. If we do reach 0.6, you have an insane 60% trade. So this is a very interesting one. It's not super strong, which is why I'm kind of cautious with trading it myself, but it is a very nice RR trade, and it's looking really, really clean to me. So it's interesting. It's not the strongest. It's not my typical trade because you guys know I love to trade strength. I love to trade things that just look fucking good, like YGG, Beam, Ordi, TIA, Render, RNDR, same pennant structure type of thing on RNDR, broke out, right? So these type of trades where this is slightly different, but I've seen this kind of like formation where it's price action hovering under a resistance line and then a breakout pay out very, very well on numerous trades over the last week, right? So one of them was BLZ. This was a great trade. Let's see if I have it. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, it's right here, right? So this was an insanely well paid off trade where I kind of saw this formation forming up and it formed into this kind of VWAP and order block level where I longed it, and we had this accumulation rip. And now we have another accumulation, actually, that I haven't really looked at BLZ much. But this is just another range. So, right, so that's just another range. So this is actually very interesting. I think BLZ is in my scam, so that's going to go to big scam. And yeah, TIA is also a big scam, but I don't really want to trade that, so it's going to go down. JTO, same type of chart. Actually, a follower asked me to chart this for him, and it's the same type of situation as Pyth is, right, where you have a clear range set up, and now you kind of have this deviation under and maybe more deviation under that could result in this trend line breaking down, and then you have this very clean play within a range of, with I think this is 70%, let alone 30 to the middle of the range. Very, very clean, should be relatively easy. I just don't like trading like relative weakness, right? Whereas something like YGG, etc., just look very fucking strong and have been very fucking strong. Whereas JTO and Pyth have been less so. I still love the setup, personally. As it stands right now, of course, with these setups, it could easily change, right? If either of them does this, it's done. It's completely done for me. Right, until we maybe approach this trend line again and we start seeing strength out of that, I would be down to look at it again, right? But right now they're interesting. Like today they're interesting, tomorrow they may be interesting, but if anything happens like this, it becomes a lot less it just becomes a kind of shitter. So that's that. TRB, amazing, fucking insane, actually ridiculous, right? You guys know how much I love trading TRB in this, how much money I made, how much calls I had on this that could have made you guys money. This is kind of where I was looking to long. I longed it here up to 130. Great trade. That was my goal from down here already. So I kind of took the same trade, but then just later. But the fact that it's at all-time highs, or is it? Yeah, the fact that it's at all-time highs, what a beauty. Didn't trade it much after this and after here, but amazing chart. Same pennant structure. So again, you can see what I'm saying about these pennant structures, right? Like they're beam, already. What else is set up like that? I think it's beam, already. R&D already broke out. T already broke out. Yeah, blur kind of more set up similar to already, in my opinion, because it's more of a range than it is a pennant, right? So I see this more of a range than a pennant, but I draw them both because I know other people are looking at pennants. Yeah, blur still strong, but not really my cup of tea as we speak. So yeah, that's essentially all the strong ones. And then of course open positions, ADA I'm short, we have front, big time, Edu, Luna, meme, and Mav. So that's all the longs. So, and of course WorldCoin. So that's it. Those are the strong ones. Those are what I'm looking at. I wouldn't recommend looking at anything else. If you're looking at fucking Algorand, fucking throw it in the bin. Look at something strong. Look at something new. Look at something other people are looking at, and trade that. Finally, enjoy Christmas. Sign up at Bybit. You know, treat yourself to a new account with my link below, and yeah, spend some time with your family into the new year, and just come back next year and just fucking kill it, right? That's the plan. That's the goal. And yeah, I'll see you guys around.